Well, let's get back to Syria. On Saturday, the Allies, France and America and the United Kingdom, sent various missiles and bombs into Syria in what must surely be an illegal attack. However, the question is one of intelligence. We hear all sorts of intelligence about this and intelligence about that, and the intelligence services tell us this, that and the other, and we have to believe in the intelligence. I mean, the concept of intelligence is an interesting one in regard to these attacks on Syria. I mean, first of all, we hear that the reason for the attack is to destroy gas facilities, chemical weapons facilities. 3 apparent chemical weapons facility locations were attacked with missiles. Now, the point, of course, to anyone with any intelligence is that if you blow up a dump that has an awful lot of nerve gas or chlorine or war gases, if indeed they exist, but if you do blow them up, it doesn't seem to me very intelligent, because what happens then is that all these materials then drift all over the local population. Well, we're told that Assad gassed his own population and that 70 people were injured and so forth, but I mean, that can't be as many as actually the amount that would have been exposed to the material that resulted from attacking the actual chemical weapons dumps. And in fact, what we do at Green Audit, what we've done since 1992, is we've looked at the science. We've looked to see the difference between what's being said and what's being reported and what actually is. So there is a way in which we've been using a very powerful computer program to plot and track materials that came from Iraq after the Gulf War and from various other sources of contaminants. And this is the computer program called NOAA-HYSPLIT, which is published on the internet, and anybody can use it. You put in the coordinates of the position that you're interested in, and you track the material coming from that at the particular time that it was released. So we've done this for the 3 sites that were attacked, and we're going to look at one of these now. So I'm going to show you on the computer screen a Google Earth plot. A Google Earth plot. So this is Google Earth on the computer, okay? And the position that you see with the red line there, which we're going close to, the source location, is actually where the newspapers say that the chemical weapons dump 15 miles to the west of Homs was located. We have its latitude and longitude. We can put in all of these into the program, into the NOAA-HYSPLIT program, and we can plot the releases. But before we do this, let's just go in a bit closer here and see what there is there. Shall we do that? Let's have a look. Source location, okay, right. Well, there's a place called Snoon just to the south of it. So you see that, Snoon? Let's go in a bit closer. Let's go in a bit closer. You can see here that there's, to the right of it there, where I'm pointing now, is quite a large town or village called Kurbat Ghazi. You can see the material dispersing now from the source location over various populated areas. So now let's run the we can run the, let's go out a bit more and see what's happening here. Okay, so we can run it here now. So I'll press this and off we go. See? It's moving southwest. Let's pull out a bit more, then it's continuing to move southwest. It's going over this place, Shinsai, and then it's moving away to the east, southeast, sorry, not southwest. So you can see that there were quite a lot of people exposed to that material. We'll loop it again. We'll pull out a bit and loop it again. So let's pull out a bit more and see what happens. Let's go out a bit more. This was a 3 minute, so we've got to go back here now. Hang on. Right, start again. So we're further out now. Okay, let's pull this in, and we're going to blow the bomb up. So here the missile's coming now, and it goes bang. Look, see? There's the poison gas plume travelling eastwards and contaminating all of those people who live there. So this is the consequence of blowing up a poison gas depot. What you do is you contaminate far more people than you're accusing Assad of having done with his apparent attack. We can do these, and indeed we have done these, for all of the 3 sites that there are, and I can tell you that the results are quite interesting. It turns out that these attacks have contaminated a very large number of people with poison gas, assuming that there was any poison gas there to begin with. But the point is that the Allies said that there was poison gas, so they must have considered the fact, or at least they weren't very intelligent, to go back to the question of intelligence. If they hadn't considered the effects of blowing up the poison gas depots in those 3 places. So that's kind of all that I wanted to say really about this. We have got the plots for the other places. I might put them up later when I've got a bit of time. And the other thing that I want to say is I go into the supermarket this morning to buy some coffee, and I see that every one of the British newspapers got huge headlines saying massive disinformation attack as a response by Putin. It's all about disinformation now. But of course the disinformation is that the Swiss laboratory Spitz has now reported that the Skripal material was not actually Novichok at all. It was something entirely different, something which is known to be in the stockpile of the British and the Americans, something called BZ. So there we are. Of course, now we're being told that this is disinformation. But if it's disinformation, obviously the Swiss laboratory, which is a very first-class laboratory, it's a highly creditable laboratory, is involved in it. So what should we do? Well, Theresa May has to resign, and Boris Johnson too. They've told lies, and they've tried to back these lies up, and in order to cover up their lies over Skripal, they clung on to Trump's coattails and sent missiles into, and no doubt killed an awful lot of people in Syria, and at the same time blew up a load of chemical weapons dumps, or at least thought they had. And if they had, then those chemical weapons dust material will have killed all sorts of people in the same way as they're accusing Assad of having done. So there we are, that's an update. That's what Green Audit does. Thank you for listening to me, and talk to you again.